Hello guys, it's Friday. It's Friday, isn't it? Friday night. How are you? When you pop on, feel free to say hello. Let me know you're here. No longer see the little red live button. Please hit hashtag replay. Let me know that you stopped in. If you're new, let me know where you're coming in from. And I would love if you clicked the little follow button. How is everybody? How is the start to your weekend? I feel like I need to clean my camera. And my shirt isn't going to. Let me grab a gap pen. I'm gonna clean that for you because it looks, does it look foggy? It looks foggy to me. So I'm gonna wipe that off, y'all. Sorry. Okay. Is that any better? Are we better? Hi, Becky. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Cindy, Tracy. Welcome in, ladies. I'm going to pull you up. Aw, Cheryl, you're so sweet. Thank you for the stars. I very much appreciate that. Hello, Cheryl. There is a way to come into the room. All right. So I'm just going to share you all out a little bit, and then I will pop on. Hello, Penelope. How are you? All right. Hello, Connie. Hey, Trish. Hi, Roxanne. Becky, thank you for sprinkling. Very much appreciated. All right. I think we are good. Good. Where is... How do you fix cracks in your molds? I'm actually going to show you that because we're going to do it now. Are you talking about like the clay? Because I'm going to fix a little crack in one of these frames here real quick. I'm not going to worry about how deep it is. Can't find the video. I think I showed it last night too, Penelope. Hi, Sybil. Hi, Lori. Hello, Miss Sheila. How are you? So I have this egg that we started last night, right? See the cracks? I honestly am not fazed by the cracks, but however, I am going to show you how I do it. So there's many ways to go about it. If you watch Terry, I actually got a product off of her Amazon called made by Ranger. And she sticks that in the cracks and it actually works beautifully. Mine unfortunately dried out. So I'm using modeling paste. You can use structure paste. You can fill that sucker in with heavy body gel. However, that is going to take a while to dry. The modeling paste dries pretty quick. Hey, Therese, how are you? You guys are flying by. Hi, Cindy. My comments are not showing up unless I'm going out and in. I know. Unfortunately, that's been happening. I don't know why. I take a little silicone tool, or you could use a brush, whatever you have, and I just stick it into the crack, and I push it in as far as it'll go in. This stuff is very soft. It's very creamy. And here's the thing, I am not phased so much, especially on these, because I like that like kind of vintage look. And then I wipe it up with my finger, and that was on the bottom. And see how you could kind of leave it, go back over it, keep filling it in, almost like you're caulking something. So if you need the modeling paste, you can find that under my TH Decor link. You would just type in !THDECOR. Hi, Sandy. How are you? I see the book is doing a wonky thing where like you got to pop out, pop back in. So if I say hi to you 50 times, that's just why. Hi, Cindy. Hello, Miss Rhonda. How are you? So that's just how I kind of fill some of mine. I did this one earlier. It's already dry. I'm going to fill it in a little bit more, just a tiny bit. And it dries pretty stinking quick because we are going to paint over this. So I'm going to fill this in. I have another piece that when this is finished, we're actually going to work on that. We're going to take a break from eggs after this for just the rest of the night. I think I'm gonna be working on eggs for a while though. Just a heads up. I got like all these ideas flowing for them now. Yeah, it's nuts, right? Hi, Glorious. How are you? I was going to send you a picture of an egg I made a couple of years ago. The egg is like you got from Dollar Tree. You created, yes, I've seen that too. Those are so cool. I call the Facebook. I gotta blow my nose, y'all. And I feel like it's gonna start running any second. Sorry. I think I'm getting a cold. I'm so sorry. Hello, Glenda. All right. So as you pop on, if you're able to sprinkle, I would so much appreciate it. It just helps us out. I'm 6 away from 12,000, guys. 6. I don't know why it's taken, why it's taken forever, but I am good, Glorious. So this is the AB Studios paper. Now this is going to be coming if you ordered, so we're doing, I did one of these. I love doing these eggs. So I do these a lot. This is one we did last night. See how we got the crack there? I'm actually going to go in there with the antiquing gel because it did crack a little bit more. So as it dries, I would say wait until your clay is 100% dry and then just go back over it if you want to fill it in. So if you ordered my creator box, you're going to be getting some of these gilded papers in the one you just ordered the other day. So I think you get 3 or you get 4. I don't remember how many are in there, but they're beautiful for these eggs, guys. They're absolutely gorgeous. So I put the modeling paste in there. And like I said, I am not fazed by the cracks. I like them because it just shows like, I want them to look aged. We're going to crackle this one. Hi, Helena. You're waiting on yours? Yes. So, better went to the doctor this morning and I have the, oh, well, I hope not. I listen, I really hope not. That would not be very good for me. How are you, Miss Helena? Hi, Terry. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're just going to kind of speed up the process of that modeling paste drying a bit. Like I said, it dries pretty quickly. And you can use structure paste, but it is thicker and it's kind of got like some grit to it. Hi, Kim. Hi, Kathy. Thank you, Miss Kim. So I chose not to use the structure paste on this one for that simple reason. Thank you, Miss Helena, for the stars. Those come greatly appreciated. I always say you guys don't have to do that, but I do very much appreciate it because it does help out, especially with, the way the book is anymore. So, okay. So that's kind of what we're left with. I was thinking I kind of wanted to put, I don't know, we may have to do another one, maybe in a different color scheme. Because I had thought about putting like a piece of bling in there, but I don't know. I don't have anything that it's like small enough to match. And it needs to be gold. And all my gold pieces are pretty stinking big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a quick coat of paint on here. You guys saw me do this yesterday. And I just put like a quick deeper like ivory almost color look on here. And then we went in with the antiquing gel. That's kind of what we're going to do today. We're just not going to make it as dark because we want to bring out some of the golds. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to go, let's do some white, and we're just going to add a few drops of the vintage white. So there's a little button that says share. And you just want to make sure that wherever you're sharing to, they allow, and that it is. I did eat McDonald's. You did, Andrew. Hello. That you're able to, and that it's publicly, or you can share on your own personal page. Either way. I'm going to add a little bit of the folk art matte in vintage white. Now, what you did get in the last box was this one. So this is the cream white. Because look, it's almost the same color, right? So if you can't find these and you get like the paper mache ones, or you get some plastic ones and you want to put your own ribbon and you kind of want to give it that same look and that same color, that's why I put that paint in there for you guys last month. Nicole, you need a smaller brush than that. What are you doing? I'm about to pick up this big, look, I'm like, hey, let's paint the frame. Hi, Barbara, how are you? Hi, Gail, Bernice, how are we doing? Hello, Sandy. How are you, Miss Barbara? So I didn't want like a deep, dark, like vintage color, but I don't want pure white either. So what if we did, look, I just changed my mind. What if we did a pearl? Oh, no, I don't want to do pearl. So then we're going to change it a little too much. Let's go a little bit more white. A little bit more. Just so we're not so dark. Okay, I think that's good. Probably too much paint, but welcome to my world. It's what I do, right? Hi, Jill. Hello, Pam. How are you? So we're just going to do like a rough coat over the top of that clay. And we're going to come in with antiquing gel. And then we're going to fine line this one. So we're going to do the antiquing gel first. So anything water-based, we're going to get down first and get it nice and dry. And then we'll do the fine line. That way nothing reacts with the fine line. And what do you guys think? I think we should fine line the inside of these frames too. I think we should give them the inside like a fine line look. So who was on, I know a handful of you were, who all saw what I did on TH Decor Creative Friends page today? Because I'm literally obsessed and I want to do it here too. We're going to have to use a different paper, but I like want to make whole sets of them now. Hi, Diane. How are you? Hi, Pam. What'd I miss? What happened? Just found out. Why can't I get to it? So my oldest sister is in hospital with pneumonia. Oh, Barbara. I will keep you in my thoughts. You know how to message me. You love the plate? I'll show it to y'all. For those of you that didn't see it, it came out absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually obsessed with it. My husband needs my help. That's all right, Cindy. You have a wonderful evening. Love the plate. Yes, I'll show it to you here. 1 second. Okay. Hello, Angela. You guys ready? Look at this. We reverse decoupaged. Look at that beautiful plate. So this was just a clear, let me get my, y'all, why I think I can do everything one-handed, I'll never understand, but look how pretty this came out. And we did some gold trim. I just painted the back. We're gonna have to seal it. I got a hair stuck in there, but look how pretty that came out. Isn't that beautiful? So we reverse decoupaged on here. No lumpies, no bumpies. I decoupaged all in one piece. We just kind of tore along the edges and it came out seamless and gorgeous, and I'm obsessed and I love it. And I want to make like whole sets of these. So that was actually just a clear Dollar Tree plate you get over in the plate section for $1.25. I want to do like sets, so you could use it on your dresser, you can use it on your nightstand for jewelry, rings, whatever. I would use it on an end table. I would literally put it in my kitchen. Isn't that so pretty, Cindy? Would love to have your box, but you know I can't. Love watching. That's all right, Miss Barbara. I know. I get it. And it's so pretty. I do. I love how that came out. Thank you, Sybil. So if you are not over on TH Decor Creative Friends page, you definitely want to go join because that's this month's giveaway. So today we gave away a bottle. So I give away one project every month. We're going to have a craft along. I actually have to figure out that date. I'll try to get it out there in the next couple days. So we're going to do like a home decor vase piece. But it is a private group, so you just ask to join in there and I will approve you in. And I'd love to have you over there with me. Okay. So I'm just coating the clay. We're going to dry it, go in with our antiquing paste, or antiquing gel, I'm sorry. I don't know why I call everything paste. What's the name again on the mold filler? It is called Modeling Paste. And if you go to my link tree under TH Decor, or just type in exclamation point THDECOR, it'll take you to my TH Decor link, and then it's Modeling Paste. I'll hold it up again for you. So this is what it looks like. Do you still do auctions with Kathy? Yes, I do, Della. I do. We had one not too long ago. When did we have the last one? Like five weeks ago, something like that. I'll actually be doing one in here on the 22nd for an event, so it'll only be an hour. I won't have many pieces, but I will be in an event with the Crazy Craftin' crew. And we're just doing, instead of actually like mystery boxes or anything like that, we're going to try something a little different. So everybody that's in that event is going to be doing it a little bit differently. I think I'm just going to do the regular 2-minute timer. And then I should be having another one somewhere around the beginning of April. Just got home from the grocery store. Hi, Pamela. February 7th. Okay. So yeah, I was about right? Right? Like 5 weeks ago. Okay. We're good on that. Let's make sure everything's dry. We'll start getting our antiquing gel in there. Thank you, Miss Melissa. How are you? And then look at this piece. Needs to be painted, but look how pretty that is. I love that. Woo! Almost smashed my plate. That would have been a sad, sad story. Oh, geez, what just happened? Totally lost my whole pit. Uh-oh. Did I lose my... Y'all, I just got booted off my own page. The heck is going on? Alright, give me a moment. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Y'all, I don't... What is going on? Alright, I'm back. I saw you, like I could see you on my phone, but whatever happened on my iPad, it booted me out. That was weird. It literally just went blank. Hi, Janice. Okie dokie. So we are totally dry. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to actually spray it just in case. Oh, I forgot to refill my water again. One day you're just going to watch me just walk into the bathroom next door and fill that up. So I'm going to come in with my antiquing gel. We're going to do that egg, but I'm going to touch this one up just a tiny bit. So I'm going to pull some of this antiquing gel out. We're going to water it down. I want it to be super light on what I'm doing, so I'm going to water it down pretty good. I'm going to grab some baby wipes. Hi, Jill. Hello, Teresa. Oh, thank you, Miss Barbara. I'm just going to come into the crack there and then wipe back. And it won't be so noticeable. No, my literal iPad, Trish, just went kablooey. Okay. So see where you saw all that white? Now you don't. I love, God, that is so stinking pretty. And then you got like the two buddies there. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on this. We're just not going to make it as dark. So I feel like, well, let's put that on the plate. That's right, it was my birthday, I thought, a month ago. Oh, okay. Hello, Miss Evelyn. How are you? Thank you, Pamela. So I'm going to come into this mold, the same thing, doing the same thing, the antiquing gel. I'm going to come up along the edges of this paper. And this, I watered this down pretty good, so this looks scary at first, but we're going to wipe it back. So you're just going to take a wet paper towel. And it looks so different against something white as opposed to pink. Look how pretty that is. I love that look. Thanks, Sybil. Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was something with my iPad. I know what you're talking about, because I'll like go to do something and then next thing I know I'm on another live, but my tummy is making all kinds of noises. I don't know if you can hear it. It's mad at me today. So I just do little sections and then wipe it back. That way it doesn't have a chance to get too dry on you. And if it does, it's water-based, so you could put more water down on your baby wipe. You can spray the actual project with water and get it off of there. If you want to wipe it back some more, it's all just in your preference and what you like to see. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to really outline this part of the frame and highlight some of this with gold, because I want to bring the gold that's in the gilded papers out a little bit, and we're going to put the gold metal pigment into the fine line once we fine line this. So and yes, I'm going to get along all the edges. I'll get there too. Thank you, Miss Sybil. I know at some point y'all are going to be like, okay, we're over the eggs, kind of like the pumpkins. But I figured I would do a few of them with you. I mean, after all, we've been kind of working up to these, right? And we're going to do a bunch of different ones too. So if you noticed, I put in that creator box the deluxe paste in rose gold. So we're going to be using that on an egg. I'm gonna make one on my own in here and see how it goes, of like an idea that I have for one. So I'm gonna kind of create our own, well, I should say my own blinged up version of one. And y'all, that purple one I did last night that I posted on my page, I went to sit it up to take a picture of it, and the piece of Totally Dazzled that's up front that I put the chains on with it, it's so heavy that it doesn't sit up. It goes like this. So I have to figure out how to put something on the back of it so that it'll sit up. Look how pretty that is. I love that. But I am going to take it down just a little bit. That antiquing gel just, it sits in all those cracks and crevices, and it just makes it look so stinking pretty because it shows all the detail of your mold. I love that. So we're going to go lightly along the edges as well and wipe that back so you don't have this stark white. I always say make sure you turn your projects upside down, inside out, all the fun things, and get all those details. Go all the way around. Who ended up buying some of these? And did you get them at the Hobby Lobby? Did you get them at Wally World? Walmart, however you want to call it. Or are you doing like the paper mache ones, some of the Dollar Tree ones? Okay. So see how I got along the edges so that it's not so white. Like, see how stark white that is? So you want to make sure you get all the edges. Did I miss a couple spots? No, it just looked like it in camera. Okay. Hi, Joanne. If I didn't say hi to you, I'm sorry if I didn't see you coming in. You got yours at Hobby Lobby too. I know some people saying that they couldn't find them at their Hobby Lobby, so I don't know if some Hobby Lobbies just don't have them. I got them both, so Hobby Lobby and Walmart. Actually, my friend Cheryl got me these white ones at Hobby Lobby. Pink one I had from last year. I wish I would have bought more last year, but I didn't. You got yours at Walmart? Oh, you ordered them from Hobby Lobby. Okay. Are they the same price when you order them? What were they, $3.99 or something? Yeah, $3.99. And then 40% off. How the heck am I giving myself thumbs up? It's gotta be the way I hold my brush. Yes, Bernice. How pretty. It's the same price? Okay. I've never ordered from there, so, I mean, I just would walk into the store, but... Hi, Sam. I'm good. How are you? Okay, gonna be time for me to pull out some new baby wipes. And then once we start with that fine line, you guys know, no baby wipes. Hello, Carla. How are you? And we're going to give this a really good dry before we put our fine line base on there, just in case, because we are putting water into the antiquing gel and so forth. So we're just going to play it safe and dry it very well. Again, just coming around all the edges of everything. My back's not liking me lately either. The heck? My God, I love that. It is so pretty. Hi, Crystal. How are you? All right, so I think we just got to get into the edges of here, and then we're golden. We can start fine lining this puppy. lightening it up just the tiniest bit. And like I said, I don't want it super dark, and I really, hey, Miss Shannon. And I want to put the gold in there. The fine line stuff, is that what you use on the white base? The white base a few nights ago, white base. Did I do a white base? A bottle maybe? I don't, I'm trying to think, what did I use? I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Hi, Judy. Hi, Crystal. You probably have seen me use the fine line quite a few times, but I don't remember what I did the other day that looked like a white base, unless I was doing a bottle, which is quite possible. I'm just trying to think of what I did. I think I know what you're talking about. Are you, the fine line, look at me, I'm like, where is there a fine line? So I was using, that's when I did the transfers on the bottles, and I had like the Easter bunny on it, or the Easter tree. Is that what you're talking about? Because I used two different crackles. So the fine line is the one we put the gold pigments into. The other one is the one we did like the vintage look, which was the classic crackle. So it's super, super tiny. But this one we're going to do the fine line, which gives it a super like shiny appearance, if that makes sense. It almost has an enamel look to it. Yeah, I did two on that live, so I'm not sure which one. I know what you're talking about, but yes, the fine line is the one you cannot use any water-based products on, and it's super shiny, and it's literally my favorite crackle. So like this one was the classic crackle. The one with the Easter tree was the fine line. Okay. We're going to give it a good dry, and we're going to pull out our fine line. And you guys, if you've been ordering my Creator boxes, you have the fine line. You also have the glossy varnish that goes over it, the solvent based, which is this stuff. So that's the only thing you can seal the fine line with. So I'm just making sure wherever I took that baby wipe to, there is no dampness on this egg. Even up into and around the mold where we wiped with the baby wipe. So you want to use clean, dry brushes. And when I say clean, dry, you want to make sure that your brushes have been dry for at least a couple days, because dampness still kind of sits in those brushes and water gets up in here, and it can cause a nightmare. Okay, so it's pen art, which you can find this on my TH Decor link. So it's a 2-step process. I'll take you through it. You lay down step 1, clean, dry brush. This is not like water, so don't use a brush that was just washed within the last like 48 hours. I say just to be safe. And when I let my brushes dry, I leave them on a like absorbent mat. And then a lot of my brushes I try to leave sitting this way just to make sure there's no water in here. And I keep them separate from like my clean brushes that have been sitting here forever, because I use fine line a lot. So it does not respond well to any kind of water. And it is solvent based, so you have to use a solvent based sealer as well. So the fine line is the only crackle system that is like that. You can find it by going to my TH Decor link, and all you got to do is go to my link tree under TH Decor, or type in exclamation point THDECOR. So we're going to lay down the first step, and this one is pretty thick, and I always say step 1 is the white one. I don't know. It's just, if you're thinking, oh God, which one do I have on my brush? The step one is always the really kind of thick white one. Here's the thing. So this has quite a bit of ornate design around that frame mold. So get up as close as you can. It does not have to be perfect. I kind of guide my brush in and along in there, and you guys will see why it doesn't faze me when we get to step 2 and get that dry, and then get the metal pigment in there. So you don't want to keep going over it. If for whatever reason you were to get water on this, and say your brush was maybe really wet, you're going to feel your brush kind of do a stop. So obviously I don't want to get that ribbon into this fine line, right? So I'm just kind of maneuvering it with my hand, and I'm so used to doing these. I would suggest maybe getting something that you can hang this on to make it easier for you. But I'm so used to maneuvering around this ribbon because I've done so many of these. Now they do recommend that you let it sit and let the steps dry on their own, like for the best results, right? But obviously on a live, I can't do that. So we do put heat to it, but I'll show you how we do that. And you don't want to hold your heat in one spot because it will burn. And you'll know it because it'll kind of do this bubble up effect. And at that point, your fine line isn't going to work for you. So I'm going to start with this heat tool. And this probably takes a good 5 to 7 minutes to dry. You want to keep your heat moving. Like I said, don't keep it in one spot. You will burn your product. And then this is just where you guys, chat and tell me your favorite candy bar, what you're doing for dinner. I think it came from Dollar Tree. Oh yeah, the little white one with the green ribbon and the Easter tree with the eggs on it. Yeah, that was the one we did the fine line on. I love doing fine line on bottles because it just makes them look so, I don't know, they're just so pretty. And bottles are so my favorite thing to do. Hi Becky, hey Jeanette, hello Lisa. Oh y'all, I wanted a fine line into, oy vey, okay. Good thing I didn't put that brush in water. I'm gonna fine line the inside of the frames too. That should be interesting. That's what I should have did first, right? This is how you maneuver your hands. Make it work however you gotta make it work. We're gonna put it right over the decoupage paper inside of that frame. Can you hear Ziva snoring? She's loud tonight. She's so funny. No dinner plans. You love Butterfinger. That used to be my favorite thing. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I couldn't get enough of those. Hello, Cynthia. All right, so same process. Just gonna start drying this. You wanna dry it till it becomes clear. Steaks on the grill once I finish watching you. I really wanna learn this. Oh, She's doing good. She just, little old lady, I think she's excited for spring. I caught her rolling in the backyard the other day. I was like, no, it's too wet. Stop rolling. I kind of really want to attempt to give her a bath tonight, but I'm scared because last time I gave her a bath by myself, it was a bad situation. Hello, Debbie. Me too on Snickers. Oh my God, that sounds so good right now. Keep your heat moving. It's starting to clear up a little bit, so it's gonna get super shiny on you. So obviously the inside of the frames are gonna take a little bit longer because, you know, we did that forgetting that we were supposed to do it. Ate so many jelly beans earlier, not much room left for dinner. Oh, I'm not a jelly bean fan. I'm just not, I don't know. Not my thing, it never was. French bread pizza and Reese cups. Sybil's got the right idea. I don't think my stomach likes me today, so I don't know that I'll be doing much of anything. Keep it moving, and then sometimes I'll just, it's a small area, so it's getting a lot of heat. Thanks, Bernice. I'll just give it a second. Come back to it. Like I said, if you can walk away and leave it and let it dry on its own, even better yet. Yes, I put the step one right over the egg and then over the decoupage paper on the inside of the frames. So even though that is gilded, we're gonna fine line it, and we're gonna actually put the metal pigment into all the fine line. And then depending on what time we get out of here, I have another piece we could start or not start. Hi, Debbie. So you'll see when it's dry, you don't want to see any of the white areas, and you definitely want the white areas to go clear, because if you put step two on and you see still thick white streaks or what have you, and then you go to put your pigment in and wipe it back, it's gonna smear it, and that spot's gonna be ruined. Hi, Deb. So make sure you give it the time to dry correctly, because here's the thing with the fine line. Yes, it's finicky, but it's so worth it because the end result is beautiful. But once it's ruined, that spot's ruined. There's no going back to fix it, unfortunately. Hi, Debbie. Had a few Debs all at once coming in. We're almost there, maybe another minute or two. You're waiting on your step one to dry now too. Hi, Judy. And sometimes if you go back and, you know, step one dries, you let it dry naturally. Step two dries, you let it dry overnight. You can actually take your heat tool to it once it is dry, and it'll get it to crackle even more. So just remember, the longer you let it sit with also putting your solvent-based varnish on there, it'll continue to crackle. And unfortunately, I made a wicked mistake and sent somebody a project that I did not seal, and I feel so bad because I'm thinking that's what happened is I did not seal it. That's the only thing I can think that happened. And it got sent out in the mail in this ice cold, and the fine line crackle literally just peeled off of the piece. So it is necessary to seal it because any extreme temperature is going to cause your fine line to just go, you know, it'll continue to crackle. It'll eventually kind of peel off over time, especially if it's sitting in the sun or anywhere where there's a lot of light, any kind of extreme temperature. So always make sure to seal it. And you want to seal it correctly, because if you don't seal it with that solvent, the same thing's going to happen, or it's going to get super foggy. So like I said, it is one that is finicky, but so worth it in the end. I think we're dry. I'm just making sure, going along all these edges where I may not be able to see everything. Just take another pass or two with the heat tool. But see how shiny it is now? Gives it a beautiful, beautiful, like glassy, glossy look. I love it. Okay. So step one is dry. Make sure the inside of the frames are dry. I try not to touch with my fingers because I tend to get like sweaty hands and I don't want to fingerprint it up or do any of that. Just checking everywhere, y'all. I'm going to put a little more heat to the center of this. You had the same, yeah, Trish left one in the sun. That's good. Hi, Miss Renee. How are you, darling? I just feel like that area in the frame isn't 100% dry, so, but I want to keep my heat tool moving, not to burn it, because it's a small area. Okay, I think we are good. So I'm going to open up. This is step two. I always say it looks like honey. Kind of like a honey look to it. Let's pull out. Nice clean brush. My brushes have been washed for days and days and days, and I just started putting them away, y'all. So I'm going to go in with step two to the inside of my frame. Now this one is a lot thinner. See how it's just very runny? You want to be careful how much you put on because it will kind of do that run thing. So on bottles especially, you don't want to get those runs. Okay, so then we're just going to start on the egg. So I'm reminding myself I'm going center of the bow and center of, oh, thank you, Nancy, center of the frame. Because it's hard to tell sometimes, especially on something lighter colored, where you put it. These I love to do. Started doing these last year and fell in love with them. Like I said, you can use any frame. Don't have to use a frame. You can just decoupage. You can do whatever you want. However you imagine it in your head. That's how you're gonna do it. Is that a friend? It is. So it's a oh geez, oh man. Scrungy Frames by Finnabear. And I've had it for a few years. Well, a couple of years at least. And I know last year people were having a hard time. Somebody was in here yesterday and they found a couple people that carried it. But Terry has, if you go to Craft and Chaos, she's got some beautiful Finnabear new molds in that are frame molds that are absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So step 2 is on. Now this one doesn't take as long to dry, especially since the egg was kind of warm when it went on. It won't take as long. But same process with step 2 as step 1. You're going to keep your heat moving. So the eggs you can find at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. These are the Hobby Lobby ones. The Walmart ones are a little bit wider, tiny bit bigger, and they have more of a silky looking and feeling bow to them. Now at Hobby Lobby they have this color, that pink one that I showed you, the pale baby blue, the pale yellow, and the pale green. I should have shopped more, right? The ones at Walmart, they have this color, a bright pink, a bright green, and I think a blue. So if you like more of the pale colors, this is probably the only one you're gonna like at Walmart. So I would check your Hobby Lobby first. And these are $3.99 at Hobby Lobby and $1.69 or $1.99, I don't remember. Thank you, Sue. Sue just put the link in for Terry's Finnabear mold. So if you click that link, it'll take you to her mold. They are beautiful molds. I want some. I'm obsessed with frame molds, so they're my favorite thing. Hi, Lori. And the good thing about the Walmart ones, I guess, because they do have they're a little wider, they would probably take a bigger frame mold. You know, like a wider girth mold, like one of the square ones or what have you. This just happens to be my favorite, especially on these. I'm sorry, that's so annoying. It's hitting my garbage bag next to me. See, Sue just pops in out of nowhere. Hi, Doris. How are you? Pops in a link, unless I didn't see her earlier, which is quite possible. You're getting a Hobby Lobby? How exciting. So, who shops at Joann's? Are they really 90% off? What's the deal with them? I mean, I don't know that they'd have anything left, but... especially if they're 90% off. I keep seeing where people are posting it's 90% off, but I thought they were not yet, that they were only like 10 and 20% off. I'm just going to give that a second. Nope, just got here. Okay. Let me get these brushes into water. So now these brushes you can put straight into water. Okay. However, when we put the solvent-based sealer on there, you're going to want to clean them with a solvent cleaner or 91% or up rubbing alcohol. Do not put them in water. Your brushes are going to freeze right up. So none of yours are on any good sale yet for Joann's? I knew somebody said it was false when they were posting that it was 90% off, but and you can almost hear it crackle. That's like my favorite thing. If I actually just listen, I can hear it crackling. And at first I thought I was crazy and I was hearing things. Can you hear it? I don't know. It's still cracking. So I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see. Sometimes if the light hits it just right, you can see that crackle. I love this. 10 or 20% right now. Okay. I bet, Shannon. I don't know if they'd have anything left that would be worth me even going, but just randomly kind of feeling without actually touching. I thought that spot would be a little damp. It's got a little area here that I saw I went a little thicker on that we're just going to kind of pay attention to, but still move around. Hi, Mary. How are you? You guys probably couldn't even hear it. You're like, y'all are probably like, she's crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. We can't hear nothing. I'm telling you, you can hear it. Just saying. Throwing it out there. Hi, Ruthie. Welcome. I am not holding it by the crackle. I'm holding it by the frame. Oh, that's hot. You heard it? Are you serious? Okay, so see? I can hear it cracking. I have my earphone in. Oh my God, that is so funny. Thank you, Doris. No problem, Miss Evelyn. How are you? Hi, Lori. Oh my God, that is hilarious. The thought of you guys having your earphones in while my big mouth is talking is kind of scary. It's still cracking. It's like listening to your Rice Krispies. That's the only way I can describe it. Did you ever eat Rice Krispies as a kid and you wanted to hear snap, crackle, pop? It's the only way I can describe it. Call me crazy, it's fine. Alrighty, we are golden. All right, so next we are going to use our metal pigment. This also found in TH Decor. I also put some of these in the boxes. And I know somebody had asked me how I clean my metal pigment brushes sometimes, but I knew I would be using the gold a lot. So here's one of them. Oh, and I did wash, but look, I know some of you keep asking, but I get these at Dollar General. So these brushes are over by like the makeup, they are, oh look, there's writing on it. It just says Studio Selection. They're blending eyeshadow brushes. They're $1. And actually, Dollar General had these on sale with one of their sales last week. They were like 40 cents. So I grabbed like, I left a few behind. I probably shouldn't have. I grabbed like 6 of them. And I'm like, that's kind of greedy. And then I said, you know what? Anybody else would have grabbed all of them. I left like 3 or 4 behind. I should have just snagged all of them because for 40 cents, you know, I'm going to regret that I didn't get them. But those are great brushes to have for doing this as well. Or for any of your waxes and so forth. Some of the dollar brushes. They're perfect for this. I mean, come on. That's probably the one I should have grabbed anyway. Something softer and fluffier. Yep. You just put your pigment in there, start swirling it around, and it goes into all that beautiful crackle. And then we'll wipe that back and you'll see what I mean. Hi, Sunny. How are you? And then, you know, you blow your nose and you realize you snorted metal pigment. And people really do think you are full of rainbow and sunshine. Go a little heavier up here. Yes, it is. It's called metal pigment, so you can mix it with Pigment Fix and make your own paints. Or we do this. And it's got all that beautiful, see how it highlights all that crackle? Going all the way down that egg. Look how pretty that is. I love that. So we did the same thing inside of the frame too, right? So we crackled the inside of the frame right over that decoupage paper. So we're going to bring the pigments into there as well. And you just wipe it back with a dry, soft towel, microfiber towel, shop towels, paper towel. Just make sure that they're not baby wipes and it's nothing wet. There's no water on them. I'm just going to take another brush, just wipe out any extra powder. See the crackle now in there? Look how pretty that is. Okay, so now we're going to go and do the other side. What kind of clay do you use and what is Afterpay? I don't know what Afterpay is. The clay that I use is Jovi. I have used DOS clay. It's what I learned with. There's one called Premier Clay at Michael's. That's pretty good, but it's pretty stinking expensive. I like the Jovi because I like the consistency. It's just easy to work with. It's not as damp as DOS. And jeez, oh man, going right up my nose. And it's so pretty. And you can find that on TH Decor. I actually have more Jovi clay coming because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of clay around Easter time. And I think everybody's a little different on what they like to work with. Like I said, I can use DOS clay. Some people hate that stuff. If I need to use it, I can absolutely use it. You love your Jovi clay, yeah. I think once I used Jovi clay, it just wasn't as damp and it just releases out of the molds a bit easier. Like I said, Michael's has one, it's called, I believe, Premier. It's a pretty good clay, but God, it's so expensive. Like, super expensive. Oh, man, down. It's got pigment all over my desk. And my fingers are all gold. Same to me, Evelyn. I feel like Michael's is so expensive. I mean, you can get a good deal. Like, so if Michael's has resin on sale and you have a 50% off coupon, like, yes, you can get good deals there. But that's about the only time I'll go in because I'll be like, oh, well, that's a great deal, right? But it's kind of the, as much as I like their stuff, it is expensive to me. Thank you, Terry. So there's the inside. This is the outside of the eggs. And here's the thing. So I do it in the Umbra paste. So Terry just put in a link for the Jovi clay. Thank you, Miss Terry. But I do like the Jovi. So now I was holding this ribbon up this whole time. So let me show you a little something. Take your heat tool. Flop it around the way you want. Be careful you don't burn it. And this is your little hanger. I'm gonna move this way. Kind of like so. So it'll kind of bring it back to life, if that makes sense. Hey, Miss Terry. So look how pretty it is. So now I just have to seal this sucker. Hi, Inga. So we're going to seal it with the clear gloss varnish, but I'm going to seal this off of Alive because I'm going to have to hang it. I think I'm going to hang it from my fan, no joke. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to be snorting that stuff. Hi, Danica. All right, so I got metal pigment literally everywhere. Let's kind of start maybe prepping the project I have down here. And then, thank you. And you can use the metal pigments, the antique pastes. Hi, Gwen. I love the Umbra antique paste. I love the antique gold into those eggs because I like more of that like vintage kind of old fashioned, almost like that this pink one over here, but we didn't crackle that one. So I'm gonna put this somewhere safe and then I don't want to touch it with, okay. Let's put that right there. See, I ended up not doing that and we just kind of dabbed it with some gold splotches. But this was yesterday's. You need one of those vacuums. I know, I had, yeah, like the one Terry has, yeah. That's what I didn't do. No, I didn't put the gold on here. Oh, jeez, oh man. Okay. I wanted to put gold antique. I wanted to put gold wax on it. We're going to go over it with a little bit of gold gold wax paste. Be right back. Okay, Miss Tanya. Which one, Evelyn? The pink one? So remember I said I wanted to do like some gold on the frame? Like just around there. And then we'll just kind of, not a lot. You can also put this in there. You're just going to kind of rub it in and wipe it back. I like using the pigments. I just feel I get a cleaner look and it's a little brighter gold. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, the pink one. We're going to do several different ones. I may do some off of a live and you'll see either in silent auction or up for auction. And then we may do one or two more together. We'll have to do a couple more together. I do have some ideas for other ones though. Figure you can only watch the same egg get made so many times, right? Even if it is different. I don't know, that's just me. Okay, so we put some gold. There we go. That's what I wanted. Thank you, Evelyn. So we put some gold on the frame. It just needed something besides being that. Hi, Gail. How are you? Okay. I thought that looked a little plain when I was looking at it. This is a piece I've had forever, and I have another one with the same base, but the top is different that I have in the garage that I had primed. So I primed it white and then I primed it black, and I'm going to have to go back over and paint it black. Thank you, Gail. So what I was thinking was this. I needed to put something in here and I wasn't quite sure what, but I have these pieces, look, that almost look, I mean, they don't look, but close enough. We can put these in the center. One is made out of Formflex, the other are casting resin, because these came in a mold that I had, and I kept it next to my desk, and every time I poured some of my resin, I kept making castings of these. Like this one's made out of Formflex. So what I'm thinking is we can glue these on and then put a coat of black paint, kind of touch up everywhere. Look, I still have the price tag on there. And then kind of decide on our colors. I mean, we're probably not going to finish it, but we can prep it and get it ready and then finish it on another day. So I found these at Goodwill, and like I said, the other one's in the garage. It's different than this one. But they just looked like fun pieces. I was originally going to decoupage in here, but I said, maybe not. Maybe we'll just put some molds in there. How do I have dust in there? I already wiped it down. Don't ask me. What do you guys think? Do you like that mold in there? I literally just saw my tight bond. I think I just lost my marbles. I've got to go cook the steaks. My boys are forgetting. Aw, Sam, that's all right. So you have a good night, darling. Remind you of a chess piece. Oh, yeah? Well, they had two. I snagged both. All right. Oh, my God, because it's up there. I think we're going to use the tight bond. You love the molds in here? Okay. Well, that's what we're going to do. I feel like this one's kind of thick. I'm just going to sand to the back of it a bit. Do I have a... that one's not rough enough. And then we're gonna lay this, I guess it would go, I don't know, y'all tell me, is this the right way? Jeez, oh man. It would go like this, right? Does it go like so? Or the other way around? It would go like this. Go like that. Hello from very hot Australia. Nicole, I never second guess what you and Terry make because they, oh, thank you, Renee. I'll never second guess what Terry does. I love her stuff. I always say she's got like that knack for making everything look like a soft pretty. And I don't have that. Like mine is more like, I don't know. I don't have that knack for the soft part. Does that make sense? Where she does. And sometimes I'm like, why can't I do that? It always has like that delicate, no matter what it is, it's always got that elegant look to it. Okay. But that's what makes everybody so different. Okay, so this one we'll put, let me heat that a little bit. Hi, Wendy. Aw, Donna, you're so sweet. We would be all boring if we were the same, so it's all good. Find you, I'm walking around the house looking for, oh, I guess you were on the shelf. Oh my God, Terry. Better than putting someone in the fridge. I've done that before. She just tucked me away on her shelf. I see how I rank. It's all good. Please stay. Well, let's get the glue on here first. So I'm using the tight bond, just hoping that it'll grip a little quicker. So what are we thinking color-wise on this? I mean, I prepped it black thinking we would do like maybe, I don't know, do we do sparkling gold? I know y'all like that. Oh, oh. I feel like we, oh boy, that was probably a bad idea. Cool, what made you think you could do 4 sides? See if we get that tight bond to dry a bit underneath that mold. Been helping my granddaughter making, oh, Phyllis. How old is she? That one's sticking pretty good. Probably because of the weight of the mold. I wanted to put some in garbage. Oh my god, that's funny. I throw things away all the time. I do have the coppers and the brasses and all that too, yeah. Okay, I think that might stay. This one is the Form Flex. That's definitely staying. Oh, how precious. Got to, oh my god, Lucas got his hair cut today. I totally I called my son earlier and they put Lucas on screen and I'm like, you know, just talking to them. And something clicked. Like I thought he had just had a bath and they had just brushed his hair and he's like, Mom, he got his hair cut. And I went, oh, he did. So it's like short. I'll have to take a picture of him when he gets here tomorrow. So stinking cute. His first haircut. They just kind of like trimmed it and gave it like short hair because it was getting all long and curly and wonky. And, you know, my son's got like the buzz cut, marine kind of looking cut to him. So does his dad, and, you know, how the guys are in the family. So he's like, he needs his hair cut. We're like, you can't just cut baby hair. Like, he wanted to give him a buzz cut. I'm like, he's not gonna have any hair left. His hair is super thin, super fine. You can't just cut a 1-year-old's hair into a buzz cut. It doesn't work that way. And so they went and had it trimmed, from what I can tell, and he looks so stinking cute. He really is. He's the sweetest. Love that kid to death. He's just a sweet little boy. Hi, Carrie. Okay, so that one. There we go. So now we're gonna do this. Hopefully that other one stays on. See, Terry, this is where a Dremel would have came in handy. Well, it needs her first cut. I could have just Dremeled the back of this piece with my head down into the Dremel. Could have been your entertainment. And just think, I would have been on the shelf and you would have missed the whole stinking thing. All you would have heard was me laughing and gasping for breath because there's no one around to help me get the Dremel out of my head. You would have had to call Ashley in for help. Just saying, my little guy, Axel's hair is down to his bum. Oh, no, I love long hair. I really do. I love long hair on guys. Go figure. My husband has a buzz cut. I did want a haircut. Hi, Nora. It would have been fun. I'm just saying. I'd have been laying on Terry's shelf forever because she'd have just been busting out laughing. She'd have heard a Dremel, heard me scream, and went, I'm not even going to look for the phone. I already know what happened. I really don't have a plan for this. Really, Evelyn? I love that. Hi, Vicky. I don't have a plan on color. I just knew that it was going to get painted some kind of black, and then maybe, I don't know. We just do a lot of waxing on it and just layer the living heck out of it. What do you guys think? And we can put some gems, and maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just play with waxes. Oh, I have some of the Finnabair waxes. Could use those. Like I said, we're probably not going to finish this today. I just wanted to kind of prep it because we're already at almost 8 o'clock, so there's no way I'll be here for another 2 hours. I got a little, like this tiny little, there it goes. Hi, Vicky. How are you? Nicoleify it. Do you have the white? I don't. I know. That's the one I that one is so pretty. I can't stand it. I like that. Nicoleify it. So I'll tell you guys a little secret. You guys are going to be like, what? So only because you said Nicoleify, which there's nothing wrong with that. I gotta tell you, I have always despised my name. Like, I was the only Nicole. I don't know many Nicoles. I just never liked my name. So it's always weird to see, like, so when I had to do like Nicole's Recycled Treasures, that was weird for me because I'm like, oh, it's my name. So every time I see something with my name on it, I'm like, oh, it's my name. Hi, Rhonda. It's just weird to me. I don't know why. Even, you know, after how many years, it's my name. It's like, I just felt like growing up, my name, I don't know, nobody had my name. So it was weird to me. I didn't know if I should send it or not. No, I don't have it. And yes, I would love it. You had the best birthday dinner. What did you have? I'm so glad. So glad. Hi, Rhonda. I don't know if I said hi or not. That was just a second ago, and now I don't remember. Terry, you're gonna love this. So talking to my daughter, this was like a week ago. I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm sitting in the sauna. I don't know why I'm laughing at this. I said, sitting in a sauna, like where? Like since when do you go and sit into a sauna? Like where are you that you would be answering the phone but sitting in a sauna? And she's like, at home. And I said, what? She goes, Bailey got me a sauna. And I said, you live in an apartment. How do you have a sauna? You can order... You can order a sauna off of Amazon. And I said, I can't picture a sauna off of Amazon. Explain to me how that works. It's a zip-up tent. And she says to me, so in this zip-up tent, I said, where does the sauna part play? Like, how is it? I said, is it like steamy in there? And she goes, yeah. I said, how are you? Her and Bailey are sitting in it. I said, there's 2 people in the sauna? She says, yes. I said, it's not computing with me. I know what a sauna is. I'm like, so is there somewhere where like you're getting steam from? Like it's not computing. She goes, yes. You sit on a bench. It's not, I don't know, there's seats. She goes, it blows steam off of your seat. I said, wait, say that again? She goes, it blows steam off of your seat. I said, so you're sitting on something blowing steam. I said, up your rear end. Like, I don't understand. So I'm trying to drive down the road without driving off of the road because I can't breathe at this point. And I said, I'm going to need more explanation. I don't know that I want it, but I need more explanation. She goes, I'll send you a picture. I said, no, don't send me a picture. She goes, no, Mom, I'll send you the link. Oh, bloody heck. I'm like, it's a zip-up sauna that is in their apartment. And wherever you're sitting is where the steam comes out. They like their sauna. I probably shouldn't be telling you all this, but what? Like, I hope you stand up to your most. She showed it to me on camera today, and I'm like, okay, thank God it looks normal. I don't understand the concept of it, though. I don't know. I need further explanation. Because it doesn't comprehend with me. So they're going to have to explain this whole sauna to me this weekend, because no, I don't get it. It was a bad explanation. So apparently you can buy portable saunas even if you live in an apartment. And they're like tents. But, so here is the pieces on there. Y'all, I have no clue. No clue. I don't want a sauna in my house. No, thank you. She doesn't go out much. I don't. We need to see this thing. I'll have to see if the link is still in our messages and I'll post it. But yeah, no, I don't. It doesn't comprehend with me. See, now I am going to have to go look it up on Look Up Sauna. I'm not allowed in a sauna, Glorious, but I can't go. Nope, nothing with like super heats. My body doesn't react well to heat, so I can't do it. Let's see. Let's pick out some colors. Because I also have Bronze Age. I must not get out much because it doesn't comprehend to me. Look at this color. That not amazing. This is called Firebird. This stuff, oh my word, this stuff is so pretty. And then the Bronze Age. That one's beautiful. Hi, Sarah. Hello, Jamie. All right, so I don't know that we're going to go brassy. I think we're going to go more like bronzes and golds. And do you need this whole basket? Honey gold is so pretty. That is so... I found it the most amusing thing. I have lupus and I live in the sun and the heat, so it... Oh, yeah. It doesn't really do good for you, right? So I love the antique gold. That brass is beautiful. Is this the honey gold too? I feel like, where is that's copper. Love the sun and heat, but not a good idea. No, it's not. I do too, but unfortunately, I've learned I can't really be in it. have Firebird, or something like it. Hi, Kimberly. How are you? You know what? Unless that, oh, there it is. This is the antique copper. You know what? I think my wifey came in and stole it. And that's where it's at. Oh, what a Pete. Listen, I was trying to stay on the road driving. The concept made no sense to me. I wasn't sure what she was talking about. I'm like, she's like, Mom, I'll just send you a picture. I said, oh, that's probably a good idea. I love smelling any kind of waxes. I don't care whose they are. I know she does. Cheryl's got it. I love waxes. All right. Well, I'm going to hop off. What I'm probably going to do is just put a coat of black paint on here. This is just black primer. I don't like the heat, especially humid we get. Yeah. It doesn't bother me because I'm always cold. So the heat doesn't really faze me. However, like with MS, heat is not good. So I learned that a lot last year. And it started to make sense why, you know, I would get so exhausted in it. And the last couple of years, actually, like I love the heat, but it was like it was just, if it was too hot, too humid, it was kind of like I was just exhausted and I just didn't feel right. And I felt like I was dehydrated. So I guess it all makes sense. But all right. So I'm just going to put a coat of black on here and then we'll come back. I am good. We'll come back and we'll finish this together. So we did the egg. I'll show that to you one more time. How are you, Miss Sarah? Where is it? So this is the one we started last night and we finished tonight. And we did the fine line up in there and all around, right? Super pretty. I still have to seal it. So this is where it would hang. I love these. They're so pretty. And I don't believe I'll be live tomorrow unless I go out in the morning for anything. And if I do, what I'll try to do is stop by Goodwill and maybe go live in there just for a hot minute because I won't be live Sunday either. Thank you. I won't be live Sunday either. Sorry, my shirt's all falling everywhere because all the kids will be here for dinner. Thank you, Sue. And tomorrow at like between 3 and 4 is when the little ones are coming and I'll have them till like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. Did you see the other one, Sarah? This is the one we did last night live. And I fell in love with this one too. Oh, thank you, Chris. Thank you. All right. So hopefully I'll see you some point tomorrow if I can run into Goodwill real quick with you guys. Hi, B. How are you? You have a wonderful night too, Renee. Guys, thank you for being here when you could have been anywhere else. It means the world to me, and I will see you all hopefully very, very soon. Have a wonderful weekend if I do not see some of you for whatever reason. Bye-bye.